name is Walts, it's Chris. I decided to do chapters 5.4 and chapter 5.5 of the math book. See, this one? And so basically it just covers factoring and stuff. But 5.5 is mostly on cubes and like squares and stuff. So basically a factor, so when you factor an expression, you basically break it down into the smallest part, which is the factor. You're pretty much unmultiplying it. An example of this is 25. That can be factored into 5 and 5. And another one is 10, which can be broken down to 2 and 5. So those are the two factors. And the simplified version of 25 would be 5 squared. And also another thing in 5.4 is the GCF, which is basically the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor has 2 or 3 terms, like 20, 10, and 30. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to find the greatest number that divides all 3 of these numbers evenly. And so when you're looking at this, you can either choose 2, which would divide 20, 10, and 30, but the best one to do is 10, because that's the GCF, because it divides all of them evenly, which would give you 2, 1, and 3, if you divide them all by 10. So that's basically an overview of chapter 5.4. In chapter 5.5, basically you're given an equation, and it's called factoring the difference of 2 squares. So if you're taking a test and you notice if there's a really hard problem like this, instead of multiplying everything out and wasting all that time, you can just remember the formula that I showed you earlier. A squared minus b squared equals a plus b minus a minus b. So you can apply that to this equation over here. You can equate 100 to a and 50 to b. So you can basically just substitute the two and put 100 plus 50. Oh, we're running out of room. Wait. 100 plus 50 times 100 minus 50. And if you work that out, you should get the same exact, you should get the right answer for that problem without going through all the work. So that's basically how to do it on test. If you run into a hard problem like this, just apply it to the equation that I showed you. This equation. Okay, so they give you a formula for the difference of 2 squares, which is a squared minus b squared, and the equation for that would be a plus b times a minus b, because when you multiply this out, that would give you a squared minus ab plus ba, which is the same thing as ab. Also, that would give you b squared. So these two terms cancel out, and you're left with a squared minus b squared, which is that. So that's basically the formula. It's really important. So if you're like doing a test or something, and you see a problem like this, like if you see 3 squared minus 2 squared, then you can automatically know that you can apply that formula to this problem. So you would do 3 plus 2 and 3 minus 2, and when you multiply those out, you would get 3 squared minus 6 And then when you multiply that, you would get plus 6. And then that would give you minus 2. Those two cancel out. And there you go. See, it works. So that's for finding the difference between two squares. Now we're going to look at the difference between two cubes, which is also in chapter 5.5. Okay, so the formula for finding the difference between two cubes is this. A squared minus AB plus B squared. So when you multiply those out, just like the other ones, this is what you'll get. You'll get A cubed minus A squared B plus AB squared plus BA squared minus AB squared plus B cubed. Now those two cancel out, and I think these cancel out. And so you're left with A cubed minus B cubed. And so basically that's how everything works in these chapters. You just have to memorize the formulas, and when you see a similar pattern on the test, you can just go through the problem really quickly and you'll get the right answer. So, oh yeah, there's one more thing. Also, there's factoring by grouping in chapter 5.5, where, actually, never mind. You don't have to go over that. Cut. Okay, the answer.
Okay, question.
No, yeah, I'm not done. Give me a second. Actually, wait. Okay, this is the end part. This is the good part. Okay, thank you guys for watching. That's chapter 5.4 and 5.5 of this book. I hope it helped. Bye.